Okay, I just fixed my audio. I am so sorry. I've been talking away and no one has said anything. Thank you. Alright, let's go back to my entrance. And welcome to Gardenia. So this is my little airport entrance. So as soon as you get off the plane, this is what you'll come into. So it is a little bit squishy, but you know what? It looks good, so who cares? We can just scoot around. Trample some flowers if you need to when you get off the plane. Who cares? You've been on a long haul flight, going over the seas. You can trample a couple flowers. I don't care. So Gardenia, I've tried to go for like a sort of cottagecore, woodland sort of style island. Something that's really cozy and rustic. Now, it is still a work in progress. So, you know, there are going to be some areas that are a little bit to look at, or that are just a bit bare, or maybe don't quite fit yet. But, you know, we're getting there. Alright, so as soon as you come off, yes, thank you guys. Thank you for thinking about telling me about my audio and then not telling me. I appreciate that, Leslie. Also, welcome, Milk. I'm so glad that you could join me. How's everyone doing? So, before I actually get away from my entrance, I just gotta say, this new, like, 2.0 fountain, I'm obsessed with it, and some people didn't actually know it is a seat. And now I can't sit on it. There we go. You can sit on it, and when people actually fly over your island, you don't actually get up when normally, like, you're doing like a reaction or something and you'll stop and you'll just stand still like a robot and wave like an idiot. You can actually stay seated on this fountain. I love it. Now, before I get too into the stream, how is the audio today? I know that we're having a few issues just with my microphone being a bit muffled or a bit quiet. How is it now? So I have actually changed the microphone over, so I'm hoping that it is a big improvement. Fantastic, thank you for that, Leslie. Alright, so to the left, I've created like a shopping promenade. Now you have to bear with me because I have not de-weeded or defossiled my island. I have to admit, I haven't played on my island in a little while. Pokemon has consumed my life, as I'm sure it has with many other people. So I've made like, yeah, just like a little shopping strip. I've tried to make it look a bit rustic and like an old town style. And I'm just so obsessed with these street lamps. So they are customizable. As you can see from the little danglies, I've got like little flower baskets happening. At Christmas time, I had little festive wreaths hanging from there. And I'm just in love with them. You can put anything on there. You can put your town flag on there and it will be like a full squared piece. Whereas you can see with my flower baskets, they are shaped around. And I'm just in love with them. So they came along in the 2.0 update. Now I've got my little Able sisters. And right across, I've made like a little sort of food court without having like any sort of like food wagons or anything. I just thought I'd make it like a nice outdoor rustic area. I was able to actually get some shopping bags, which you can actually get from Red's shop. So if you do his raffle over on Halves Island, he actually gives you like holdable items from the raffle. So you can hold like an ice cream or a donut. You can also get shopping bags, and you can get shopping bags also from Kicks now. And I just think they're perfect, just to sort of finish off like a little shopping area. So it's kind of set out almost like someone has just had, you know, a huge haul that's shopping, that's spent way too much money, like someone I know, definitely not me. And they've sat down in the cold of winter just on a little courtyard. They've got their little pumpkin soup out there and they've just thrown their shopping bag down and they're resting. So I feel like that really sort of set the mood. I really love that. And because it's still windy out, I've got some little leaves just hanging around behind like the street lamps. I've also made sure that I've got like an ABD just off to the side from my shops, just so it's, you know, extra convenient for anyone that's visiting my island and wants to do shopping. Which, by the way, from time to time I will open my island for anyone, and everyone is welcome to come to my island when it is open to either do like fishing, animal hunting, not animal hunting, oh god, imagine, goodbye fauna. No, I meant insect hunting, so bug catching. Also, my shops are always open for whoever wants to come over and just check out what's happening, buy whatever you like, have a wander around. I'm always happy to have anyone come over and explore. You know, Animal Crossing is a game for everyone, and it should be played with many people all at once. And now I have Tammy just creeping on into my shop. I mean, hey spicy lady, what are you doing? Well, look who it is. Haven't talked to you in a bit. Maybe because I kind of want Tammy off my island. I mean, I don't have anything against her, but you're just not fitting the scene, Tammy. You need to go. I mean, I've seen you around, but I guess we've both been too busy to chat. You heard? She's so sassy, so spicy. There's only room for one of us like that on my island, Tabby. That's me. Alright, moving on. So in like my shopping district area, I've used like the brick path. Now, I'm sorry, Milk. I know you love Tammy because she's yellow. If she wasn't yellow, would you still like her? These are the real questions. These are the answers I want to know. So yeah, so my main sort of shopping areas, like commercial areas, I guess, I've used the brick path. Now you'll notice trailing off towards my villager houses, I've got dirt paths. Just to sort of make it look a bit more cottagey, leading up to their houses. So these are the first lot of villager houses that you'll see as you come away from my shopping promenade area. So first up, we have Eric's house. Now, he originally was not here. I started out with Sky, and I knew that I wasn't going to keep her. So I didn't personalize it to be sort of Sky's, but what I did was I kept all of the sort of starting furniture that you were required to have, and I just kind of utilized that and used it a bit. And when I found this dirt path, let me tell you, when I say I screamed, I screamed. My husband can verify that. Like, it's just so perfect. I love it. I love the flowers in it. It's so perfect. Once it's all green again on my island, it's just going to go, mwah. It's just going to look so great. I'm going to love it. But for now, like everyone else, I have to put up with the snow. Now, just quickly, before we do move on, I have started making a little something over here. By capping, I've made like a little boardwalk, and I love it. I recall seeing something similar on someone else's island, and I thought to myself, I need that. Gardenia needs that. I need that in my life. So we've got Captain chilling, and the boardwalk I found sort of matches almost exactly to the pier. Now, as I did say in the beginning of my video, which no one heard for, you know, due to technical difficulties, any of my custom stuff I will try and post for everyone. I'll put that up on my Twitter, just in case anyone is interested in that. Alright, so let's move on to the next villager house. So they are kind of scattered away from each other. You have to kind of explore and push through some shrubbery and whatnot to get to them. But I think that sort of adds to the cottage feel. Now, we've got Maple's house right up behind Eric. Eric wasn't home. Maple is. But the question is, do we go in? Do we say hi to Maple? You know what we do. I love Maple. I tried for so long to get her on my island because she's just so precious. I love Maple. Oh, how precious. Oh, she's got Boomer visiting her. Oh, look, he's looking at the caged bird thinking, what the hell, Maple? I'm a bird, that's a bird. Look, she's hunting him down. She's chasing him around the table like she's going to catch him. And he's next in that cage. I'm concerned. I mean, Maple puts on a sweet, innocent act. But I wouldn't trust her. She's got some, like, hidden, like, evils in that mind if I look at it. She acts nice, but... Oh, look who's here. How have you been? Yeah, I've been good. I've been alright. I feel like there was something I've been meaning to tell you. Honey, what was it? I don't know, love. You're telling the story here. Boomer, get out. Get out while you can. She's gonna cage you. I'm gonna leave before some, like, crazy stuff happens. Yeah, Boomer's just realised. Boomer has just realised he is gonna get held captive and he's gonna be thrown in a cage like that bird. Run, buddy, run. Don't confront her. It's just gonna end bad. I didn't expect this to happen on my stream. Didn't expect us to witness a crime. Let's leave. Let's leave. We're not a bystander if we're leaving. We didn't see nothing. You didn't see nothing. Anywho, we got Boomer's house conveniently behind Maple. So he doesn't have far to run, but that also means he doesn't have time to barricade his house. I fear for Boomer. But look how nice his yard is. So he's got like a little swinging bench so that he can look straight out onto the ocean and think about what went wrong. How did things go so wrong in my life that I ended up on a deserted island? There's Tammy again. Why are you so obsessed with me? Boomer's left his little trike out. He uses that to travel around my island when I'm not playing, I would imagine, because you don't get to see villagers, utilising any bikes or anything, which is really devastating. How cool would it be if, like, you could put a scooter, like, by a villager's house and they could actually use it, and you could actually use it? I mean, they've put cars in the game now. I just think that would be so cool. So moving on, we've got quite a bit happening over in this open area. So this is like a beginning sort of entrance to my museum. My museum is just up the stairs behind the statue. But off to the side, we do have more villager houses. So what I'll do is I'll finish up on that side of the island. And then we can move up to where my museum is and then finish off on the right-hand side of the island and make our way back down to the airport. So we make our way through the, foresty woodland area. I just sort of filled in the area with, some little mum cushions that you can sit on all in between. I didn't want to overload the area with flowers. My last island was just overrun by flowers, and as much as I love them, they don't always fit the scene. And I just thought I sort of place a few statues because I have completed my art wing. I see a lot of people do utilise the statues as decoration throughout their island, and I think it looks really cool, a little bit classy. And I've put little tiny libraries hidden throughout my island because I feel like that just adds towards the cottage core sort of feel. I don't know why, but I just feel like books, libraries and cottage core, they all sort of go together. Now next up we've got Molly's house. Now I got Molly from a friend's island and I was so happy. I was the happiest person alive because I love Molly. I think she's adorable. But there was one slight problem with her. She was gifted like a towel wrap by another villager off of this friend's island, and Molly now insists on just wearing a towel everywhere. She will leave her house while it's snowing, while we have a blizzard, and she will just be wearing a towel. So I don't know if she's part of like some nudist colony or what's going on. But fingers crossed that she is clothed. Oh no! Oh no, all the perverted clothing that she's been wearing, she's made herself sick. Well, I mean, Molly, that's what you get for walking around in the snow without shoes on, without a hat on, and just wearing a towel. I guess it doesn't pay to be a nudist in the winter, does it? We'll just leave her to her suffering. I mean, she did it to herself. I'm sorry, Molly. I love you, but you did do this to yourself. And again, I've got little transportation just plastered around the island. I'm just hopeful that one day I'll turn this on and like Molly will just be riding her little cruiser bike around with groceries in a little front basket. A girl can dream. Now up on a fancy platform here, because this villager is better than all the rest, we've got fauna up here. Now I tried to sort of scatter them and have like lines on either side of my island, which I will show you in the map here, which my bad. I normally will start out with showing you a map. I got too excited, then we got caught up in the no audio, so sorry. But as you can see over on the left hand side, we've got almost like a perfectly straight line. On the right hand side I tried to do a straight line as well. My shops and whatnot couldn't really care about, but I wanted symmetry with my my villager houses. I mean, they're not perfectly symmetrical, but overall they look pretty good, I think. Now I love Fauna's area the most, so we've got little beehives here so she can get her fresh honey. But I absolutely love it because she's got a cute little pond and water fountain. She's got her little ducks there. She's got some little hidden teddy bears as well. And if I come around, I did actually put a little ladder kit here. Right at the top, she's got a beautiful little gazebo. It's just very magical. You can look out to the ocean. It's just beautiful. I love it. How many gazebos on an island is too many? Is there a number? Now, I absolutely adore these mushroom lamps. I've got them throughout my island, as well as the Nova lights. I love them. They're magical. I just love how they glow at night as well. They're so pretty. Now, just quickly off to the side here, before I go any further past these areas, I saw someone do this on one of their islands as well, something similar on one of their large rocks. They put the outdoor bath, and I've just added all around it since. I saw it and I just thought that was the perfect thing to do with one of the rock surfaces. I mean, a lot of people don't really know what to do with those spaces. Some of them are quite small. I was fortunate enough that I had quite a large rock. And it's just really cool seeing the different ways that people will utilize that space. Hi Charlie, how are you? Thank you for joining. So yeah, I just thought that was really cool use of that rock area. So I'd love to see what other people have done with their rock spaces. Now, I have started making like a little Lighthouse Cafe here. I haven't finished it, obviously, but how adorable are the little bistro outdoor tables. They're also new with the 2.0 update, and I love them. They are perfect. They are perfect for any island theme. I love that they've got the little books, and you got like your cup of tea there as well. I love that. So precious. Now back here, we have the residence of Mr. Bones. Now, I'd never actually come across him before in the game, and I had Sprinkle, And she decided she wanted to leave, so I just let her walk out that door. I did not look back. And so I decided to do my island hopping, and I came across Bones, and he was just so precious. I couldn't leave him. I had to bring him over to Gardenia. He's just too beautiful. I love him so much. So we'll go and we'll say hello to him. Now, I'd love to know, do you have one villager, or even two, who you just absolutely adore above all else? Like, who is the most precious thing in the world to you? Because I love Bones, and then Julian, he's my number one. Nothing beats a unicorn. I don't care who you are, but straight up, unicorn. Charlie loves the penguin guy. Charlie, there are many penguins in this. Are you referring to Boomer, who we saw earlier, who may or may not be in real life danger? Oh, Bones, what are you making? Oh, he's just so precious. Oh, he couldn't find me because I haven't been playing. So, Bones was creeping outside my house for a whole day, except when he had to go to the bathroom. I didn't think you want me doing that in front of your house. Yeah, look, I'm not a fan of walking out of my house and stepping right into dog crap. So, I mean, I appreciate that, thanks. My bug friend said I'd find you and they were right. Let's hang out later. Aww. I love you, Bones. You're so cute. Now, I love his house as well because it's like a little study nook in a library. I love it. I love anything that has books. I just love books. Alrighty, so let's move on back and we'll go up to my museum. So first up, I'll just show you the sort of general sort of like park area that I've made out the front before we actually go up the stairs. So this took me a little while and I kind of just winged it when I made it, to be honest. I didn't have a set plan. I knew I wanted like a little sort of like water design, and then everything else just came around it. So I didn't really plan to have like a sitting area or anything like that, but this just worked out perfect. I love these outdoor chairs, and I've actually got my town flag on there, which is that pink flower, and it just matches everything so well. It's just so perfect. So I've made a path that actually goes all the way around it, except for the underside. But this is just in general what it is. We've got some shrubbery. I've got a little froggy sitting over there. He's so cute. And again, I've got more statues. I just think the statues are a great decoration to just put anywhere around your island. It just classes everything up. That's what we're all about. Looking classy, even if we're not. Fake it till you make it. Alright, so my museum is kind of askew, mainly because of the water that we've got going on. I just haven't bothered straightening it because I feel like it doesn't need to be perfect. That we can kind of make it look more like natural, and we've left nature to be and we're kind of just built around it. I have, however, added in some stepping stones because I was just so sick of having to walk all the way around to get down, and I had to put in some shortcuts. So I've just kind of hidden a couple like decorations here and there just to sort of do up the island a bit, just to fill in a bit of blank space. I mean, I'm always open to new ideas of how to fill in spaces. So if anyone has any other little like tips and tricks on what to put into little bare spaces or what to do just to liven an area up, let me know. Now I put my moon just up, so as you come up to the museum, it looks so cool. It's just hanging there, it's just spinning around, it's just floating. And it looks really cool at night because it does let off like a little bit of a glow. Thank you, Charlie. You're so precious. Do you play Animal Crossing? Now, leading up behind, I've made like just a little outdoor bath area. So this was one of the promotional items. I think it's called a user or something or other. I probably butchered the pronunciation, or I probably got it entirely wrong. But I really wanted to put it somewhere on my island, and I just thought, it looks like an outdoor bath. Why not just stick it somewhere in the woods? Could you imagine having like a big forest area to yourself, and you just walk in there, strip off naked, and you just have a bath? Bathe out in nature. Now up behind, I've got my lookout. Now primarily I find Celeste up here in this area, so I made like a little outdoor library for my lookout. And it's so fitting because it just goes so well with a museum area. I feel like museums and libraries go hand in hand. What I would love to see come into the game though is maybe bring in an area for Celeste. Now I have heard from other people that she had an area in some of the previous games, in I think the museum. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't actually played the other Animal Crossings, but that is what I've heard. I have heard whisperings of such. Oh, Charlie, you're going to learn so much about what you can do with your island from watching me. We do jump across to random islands from time to time, and they are fantastic for inspiration. Alright, so if we come back around, so just on the other side of where my villager houses were, I made like a little plaza area. We can do a little bit of ice fishing. And it's just like a little community, like town square, without being the resident services. I had no idea what to do with the space, so I honestly just kind of threw some stuff in there. We got some cotton candy so that we can have some festivities. I'm going to put in some balloons as well. I'm sure Boomer will love it. He's all about that. And I really love these barrels. Now, here in Australia, when you see big barrels like that, they're normally referred to as bar barrels or bar tables, and they're literally used to just put your booze bottles or whatever on, and people stand around and get sloshed. So I haven't really seen them used as like proper decoration, like in real life. Here in Australia, if it can hold a beer bottle, it's used for alcohol. So I felt like if I'm making it like a plaza, it's going to be festive. It's got to have a bit of, alcohol thrown in there too. Make it a little bit more grown up. Makes me feel better about playing what could be a child's game. Now throughout my island, I've also scattered some little teddy bears. I just think they're so cute. I love the different sizes and then all the different patterns as well. Now hidden just off over towards the right hand side of my island, I've hidden a cute little picnic area. So it's just sort of off the map, away from the path, and I think it's just perfect. And once it hits summer or spring and everything is green all around it, it's just going to look so beautiful, especially with that scenery painting. Fair enough, Charlie, it isn't a child's game. I have to agree with you there. So I feel like this area is going to turn into my favourite area once all the snow is gone. It's just so beautiful. And at night time, because I have put my Nova lights around it, it does have a beautiful, beautiful glow. Alright, so I'm just going to dart through this shrubbery here. So I'll go back down towards my resident services so everyone sort of knows where we are. So, oh, we found Julian, my boy. Alright, so when we go back to the beginning, rather than turning left towards my shopping area, heading towards the right, you do see a little bit of a dead end, but we come across Poppy and a couple more houses. They're just all trying to make me feel bad for not playing for a little while. Now everyone has a cute little sort of semi-customized front yard where they'll have, you know, like gardening supplies, or they have their own little transport. I haven't personalized it to like their personalities or anything else. I've just tried to make it look a little bit different here and there while still sort of trying to fit that island theme. Now I do have a cute little community garden that I made. So I tried to find things that I could do to fill up a larger space, because I found on my last island I had so many big blank areas and I had no idea what to do with it. And so I jumped on Pinterest out of all places, and there were so many cute little ideas. Like, people made community gardens, they made orchards, all sorts of things. I even saw for winter time someone made a whole ice skating rink, and I really wish I did that at the beginning of winter. But I really love the community garden sort of setting, because it's somewhere that you can put that produce without having to have it around your house or trying to find a real set area. At least this kind of gives it a bit more of a purpose. So, and it makes sense when your villagers go in and they start watering it. They're doing their bit for the island. Now I do have, just behind my shopping area, as you can see from my little sign here, I've got an orchard. So I'm not 100% happy with how it looks. I mean, I do have some like boxes here. You can't quite see it. There we go. So like our apple produce box, and I'm not 100% happy with it. So if anyone has any ideas on what I could do to fix it up, or what I can do to replace this area, let me know. I'm just not 100% happy. And I'm not sure if that's maybe just because of the snow. I feel like the snow really throws off the whole look and vibe of islands. Alrighty. Now to the right hand side of my resident services, I have some more houses. So we've got the spicy Tammy's house. Now I have to say, her front yard is probably my personal favourite. And I think it has something, or maybe everything, to do with the topiaries that we got in the 2.0 update. So we've got a few just sort of scattered across. I love them. If I could put them literally everywhere on my island, I would. But I feel like it would really be excessive if I did. And we've got a tiny library just at the end of like her pathway. Kind of looks like a letterbox. Now I have seen people on other islands use them as letterboxes, and I think they're so creative. Just because it has a name and an intended purpose in the game doesn't mean you have to stick to it at all. And then right behind Tammy, we've got my house. Now I will do a tour of my house after I've shown you guys the rest of the island. But here we go, we've got fabulous pink. One of my favourite colours. Now I do have a scattered path behind my resident services. Now that will lead up to the last two villager houses, as well as my campsite. Now when I loaded up my game, I did get told by Isabel that I have a camper staying. So we're going to go see my other two villagers. But in the meantime, I want everyone to try and guess who is at my campsite. And if someone gets it right, well then I'm going to have to think something worthwhile to give you. Alright, so heading over. So again, I try to keep houses either straight over to the left of my island or straight over to the right of my island. So of course everything will be in line on the right hand side. Now, leading over to Julian's house, I had to make it extra special. I love Julian so much. He's got his own little seated area with a birdhouse. And he's got such a classy, elegant looking statue in his front yard. I love it. I love it so much. I had to do something super special for him. Now as we head up behind, his little neighbour is Ellie. Now, unfortunately, where her house was placed, she didn't have much of a yard, and I didn't really want to chop down too much more of the pond than what I already had. So I have given her some of the beach to her side to use as her yard as well. But how super cute are these garden wagons? She's even got her own little washing line with a little bit of decking. It's so cute. And you know what? She's always out in this space as well, working out, and I love that. She's always out and about in her yard. So she's got her own little lounge suite as well. But if we just step off, I've given her her own little towel. She's got her own drink there. She's got like a daiquiri or something. Drinking cares away. She's got her own little beach ball. She's pretty set. She's got a pretty awesome yard. Now I have started sort of filling and decorating this rock area. I was hoping to maybe set up like a beach wedding sort of area, something along those lines. Not sure if the space is going to be big enough yet. But I mean, I'll wing it. We'll see. We'll wait and see how it turns out. If it turns to trash, well then I'll just get rid of it. So do we have any guesses yet as to who is at the campsite? Because we are going to head straight over there now, and I haven't had a look yet, so I have no idea who it is. Alright, so let's walk on through. So is anyone else getting that sort of cottage, woodland vibe? Because that's what I'm trying to really do with my island. I'm not trying to set it by any rules, but I just want people to sort of feel rustic and, you know, real countryside. Now, if you don't know the villagers' names, I mean, what type of animal do we think we're going to get? So I'll just show you a little bit around the campsite first, because I really want some guesses to come through. Now, I've used some of the kids' tents that we got from Toy Day, and I've used them as little sort of like teepee tents, and they are so cool. Just placing them around, it looks like you have more tents at your campsite than just the stock standard one. Now, I am a little bit overrun with flowers here, so I will be getting rid of some flowers soon. So if anyone is interested in taking any flowers at all, and I mean any, let me know. Send me a message, send me a tweet. Just take them. They're overrunning my life. Now, are we wanting to do another dream address in this stream, or are you guys just maybe wanting just to have my island tour? Magic, are you multitasking over there? We all just saw you pop up online. Alrighty, so who have we got? So Charlie is guessing we've got a hippo in there of some description. I'm thinking maybe we have a lion. For some reason, they are always trying to come to my island, and I'm sorry, but I would not have a lion or even a tiger on my island. I just think they look really ugly. I mean, they tell you not to judge a book by its cover, but I mean, when you're going for a certain aesthetic, if a village is ugly, a villager is ugly. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be harsh. Okay. Okay. Are you mocking me because I'm an Australian? Is that what's happening here? Rooney? I mean, I like kangaroos. but I don't like how they look in Animal Crossing. I don't know if anyone else agrees with me there, but personally, I do not like the way that they look in Animal Crossing. I don't mind how they've done the koalas. I think some of the koalas are quite cute, and then some of them I think are a bit, you know, not my cup of tea, but I don't know. I feel like they could have done a lot more with the kangaroos. I feel like they could have made them look a lot nicer than what they do. My recommendation is you leave and you don't come back. I am so harsh. I'm so sorry. Sorry to anyone that likes Rooney. So there you have it. That is my island so far. That is Gardenia. What I'm going to do is we're going to have a quick break, stick with the stream, and we'll come and do a tour of my house, and then we'll jump into a surprise dream. But I'm just going to quickly grab myself a glass of water because it is exhausting work talking to yourself and you've got to stay hydrated. So while I'm off getting a glass of water, I suggest you guys all go and grab a glass or a bottle of water as well. Thank you for that, Charlie. So I'll just quickly start that again. While I was away from the keyboard and camera, I came back into my stream, and I saw that I had a villager visiting my house. So we actually had Ellie in here visiting, but as soon as I literally walked into my foyer, turned around, she decided that she wanted to leave. So I guess she didn't like my house. I'm a little bit offended because I've put a lot of time into it. It is quite pink, so maybe she just doesn't like the colour pink. Anywho, my front room, I've utilised it as a kitchen and a dining area, and I've tried to keep that sort of cottage aesthetic going through my house as well, to an extent, I guess. Now, I absolutely love this. I was decorating my husband's house, and he wanted to use like the country table. And I thought, what can I do to make it look different so it's not just using the country dining chairs and being the same as everyone else. And he had the blue patchwork chairs, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to chuck that on either end and see how that looks. And I loved it, so I did it for my own as well. I think it's really, really cute. It just means that you can't use those chairs, obviously, because you can't enter them from the side. But you know what? It sets a feel to the whole room, and I feel like it just gives it that more cottage, sort of rustic look. Now, heading straight up ahead, I have created a spare bedroom, kind of like a children's room. The only thing that I really would like to point out is the sea butterfly. Now, I don't know if anyone has seen my tweets, but I have mentioned this before. If you interact with it, it is a little demon spawn. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a demogorgon from Stranger Things. I'll turn the light off. Maybe you'll be able to see it better. Look at that. That is something that has just come straight out of the fiery pits of hell. That doesn't belong in a children's bedroom. It does look like it's going to eat me. I mean, it's terrifying. I didn't know that they did that. I have been playing this game since it came out, and I have had those in my houses before, but I never actually interacted with it. And I did only a month or two ago interacted with one for the first time, and it did that, and I had no idea. I mean, I've never even seen one in real life, so maybe that's what they look like in real life. I don't know. But it scared me. It was terrifying. So that is my spare bedroom for my imaginary in-game child. Now, most people I've noticed will use the front room as like a lounge room. I normally would have used it that way, but I decided recently to change up my house. So if we head straight out to the left, I've actually used that side room there as my lounge room. Excuse me, but I'm staying hydrated. Alright, so here is my lounge room. So the room is obviously a lot smaller than the front room, which is why I think a lot of people will use the front room as a lounge room. You can do a bit more with it and it doesn't look overly cluttered. But I tried to keep it pretty simple. Make it look, you know, sort of similar to what my lounge room does look like in real life. I mean, of course, mine isn't pink. I would love it to be pink. I don't think my husband would allow that though, unfortunately. So I've even got my little cat tree there. So I have 3 cats in real life. So I like to have them sort of represented in my game as well. Now I found that with the accent wall, you can find some wallpapers that match one another, which I never noticed previously before they brought out the 2.0 update where you could have an accent wall. And I never really thought anything of it. until obviously we were able to do that in the game. And then I started looking at all the different wallpapers and seeing a lot of similarities. And there are some wallpapers that do actually match each other and go together as like a set, as though that they had intended from the very beginning to have accent walls. So I really love that. So I've got my white wood paneling, which matches perfectly with the pink quilted wallpaper. Now I haven't gotten too far into the DLC yet on this particular island to change like my hallway flooring, which I will do, and that will be white, and then it'll all look nice and matching, and it'll be a lot more immersive. Alrighty, so on the right hand side of my foyer, I've actually got my bathroom. Now that's pretty stock standard in all of my houses that I've done. The bathroom has always been in that same room. I am a creature of habit. Alrighty. So I have tried to go a bit different to what I've always done for my bathrooms. I try to get a bit more creative. And I don't know if it's worked. You guys will have to tell me if it looks horrible. Like, if it looks atrocious, you just need to tell me. Just rip off the band-aid and let me know. I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. However, I am maybe going to swap out my gold bath and gold toilet for just plain white ones. But other than that, I do pretty well like what I have done. I really wanted to use the new Moroccan floor and wallpaper because I think they are so beautiful. But yeah, overall, I think it looks pretty good. Now, when I make a house, I think about if I was sucked into this game, when I go to bed and I wake up and I'm actually in Animal Crossing, what are some things that I'm going to need in my house to survive and live a normal life? That is why I have a washing machine and a vacuum cleaner in my bathroom. I don't know why I get these weird thoughts that pop into my head, and I am always going to voice that as well. So sometimes my streams might get weird, and you're just going to think to yourself, what is this woman on? Who knows? I think about scenarios that are just never going to happen in life, like getting sucked into a video game. Yeah, and how cute is the raccoon clock? So for people that don't know, you can actually get that raccoon clock via the Nintendo online app on your phone. If you don't already have it, look into getting it, and you can redeem Nook points every day. And from there you can actually redeem, like I've got Nook ink toilet paper stacked on that bookshelf. That is only redeemable via the app, as is the raccoon clock. You can also get villager pictures of Tom Nook, Isabelle and Timmy and Tommy, which again you can only get via the app. The app is really good to have as well because it has your catalogue. So if you're talking to a friend that you play Animal Crossing with in real life, and you're just discussing, you know, oh, I need this item, you can quickly bring up on your own personal phone your Animal Crossing catalogue and have a look to see if you do actually have that item without having to load up the entire game. So I do recommend getting it. It is really handy to have on your phone. You can also bring up the in-game keyboard. So if you're interacting with people who are on your island and you don't want to have to keep bringing up the on-screen keyboard, you can actually type on your phone and it will react in the game as though you've typed on the screen. So again, it is so helpful to have. There are so many things that you can do with that Nintendo app for Animal Crossing. So if you don't have it, download it, get it all hooked up. I highly recommend using that. Now that is my advertisement for the game, so if Nintendo would like to give me some royalties or something, feel free. Alrighty, so we have 2 more rooms of my house, which is my basement, and we've then got my bedroom upstairs. Now I always put my bedroom upstairs because it is one of the biggest rooms, and I think I deserve that. After everything that I have done on this island, which, I mean, let's face it, no one else helps us with our islands. I mean, Tom Nook acts like he does something, but really, he's just dictating what he wants. We do the hard work. We spend the money. It's all about us. And I deserve nice things. I deserve a big house. I deserve a big room. So, without further ado, let's go up to my bedroom. Okay, so my bedroom, it doesn't quite fit the cottage feel of the rest of my house and my island, but it is classy and elegant, and it's what I would want in real life. I love it so much. As soon as I saw the elegant furniture with the 2.0 update, I just lost my mind. It was just so perfect and beautiful. Before the 2.0 items came about, I was all about the antique furniture. And I mean, I still am. And it goes great with the new elegant range. But when I saw it, it screamed out to me. I needed it. And this new elegant wallpaper, I love it so much. It is so beautiful. The only con about it is when it is nighttime in the game, it is still daytime out of those windows. So you can't really set a mood with it. It doesn't really move with the in-game time. It will just always be daytime outside. But I absolutely adore it. I've got my little dressing area. I've got my little custom coats that I've made. And again, if anyone would like any of the custom codes, I will try and post them on my Twitter. And if you're not already following me on there, do that and then get some cool stuff out of it. Like some cool custom coats and a feeler hoodie. And then I've got my own little office space over to the side. This would be my streaming area. And I mean, everything is all white here anyway. Like, I've got an all white chair and an all white desk. Everything I have is white. I love white. Pink and white and purple. And then I've got my white little birdie. I've moved him so that he looks like he's just looking out the window. Might move him over just a touch. You know what? I can't even be bothered doing it now. Alright, so let's head down to the basement. Now, I've seen some pretty weird stuff just on random islands that have been in people's basements. But I can guarantee you guys, nothing to be scared about. Mine's pretty tame. So, down in my basement, what I've done is I've made like a spa house, like a salon. So I've got my manicure stations, I've got my rocking out gyroids. Look at him go. Isn't he a delight? Look at him go. Look at the brown one. He's so crazy. He's so nuts. I love him. I've got my yoga set up and my little punching bag so I can do a bit of boxing. And I've got my TV. So I wanted something that was going to really fill the space down in my basement. And I just feel like having a little spa retreat in the basement just really helped fill it all in. And it really matched the sort of girly vibes that I've got going on in my house. Very feminine. So there you have it. There is the island of Gardenia and my house. So what I'm going to do is I am going to end this stream. I will do another one in a couple hours of a couple more dream addresses, seeing as we only really got through half of one yesterday. And I will, at some point today as well, be jumping on again and having a little bit of casual farming on Stardew Valley. So if you'd like to just chill out and hang out with me while I do some farming and do a bit of mining, feel free to join in again. And as always, thank you guys for joining me.